So the wife was on a trip, and while she was on the trip, she actually picked me up a discovery set from a brand that I'm unfamiliar with. Chris Collins, the Alchemy of Fragrance. Now, Chris Collins, from what I understand, used to be a model for the Polo brand, Ralph Lauren brand, a fragrance enthusiast who decided to launch his own brand. He started out with 3 fragrances, and I believe all 3 fragrances are in this discovery set. Let's discover the Alchemy of Fragrance by Chris Collins. Nice card in there. I don't know if you're a fan of paper or things like that, but that has like a nice little texture to it. Foil stamping. Good job, Chris. So the first one, they're in no order. I just pulled them out of the package. The first one is called Danse Sauvage, maybe, or Danse Sauvage. I'm not sure. That's how that's pronounced, but let's smell it. I don't even have to put that to my nose. It's got a good little strength behind it. I like this one. Now this is a niche brand. I'm not sure what the price points are, but I would assume that these will probably be on the expensive side. Now that smells good. It doesn't necessarily smell niche, I would say. This doesn't give me an artisanal niche feel. This gives me an easy to wear feel. And you shouldn't look at that as a negative. This seems like a mass appealing fragrance with a little oomph. Now the classification on this one I don't see, and this is supposedly a spicy fruity scent. I get that, I guess. Definitely get a little bit of spice. There's chili in that. It's kind of where the uniqueness is coming from. So this is a mass appealing scent, but there's something about it. There's an accord in there that kind of gives it a tinge of uniqueness. So maybe if you're a person you're not a person who wants to be too artisanal with your fragrance, but you don't want to smell like a bunch of other guys, this may be one to suit that scenario. There's a mass appeal smell to this, but then there's an accord that's running through it that kind of gives you a hint of uniqueness, and maybe that's the chili pepper. I wonder how much that is. Let's go to the world of Chris Collins. Actually, remember that dude from the old Polo ads. So 50 ml of this is on his website for $175. It's not bad, depending on how this performs. To me, like when I first sprayed this, and this is a small sample, when I first sprayed this, I didn't even have to put the strip up to my nose. I can kind of smell it in the air. If that performance continues on, that 50 ml will last you a while. I don't see the concentration of that on here. I'm going to go out on a limb and say at that price point and that size, I'm going to assume that this is a parfum concentration at least. So yeah, I like that. So here's a little bit about the inspiration of this. This fragrance tells a story of Josephine Baker's Savage Dance from her performance in 1920s Paris. Cool. I like it. Letter grade for that, I will give it a B right now. I think a solid scent. I would like to see how that progresses on skin. Of course, this is just on a test strip, but I will give that one a solid B. Let's move on to the next one. Alright, you go there, you go there. I want to get y'all mixed up. So the next one I have here is called Harlem Nights, like the movie. Now that is my style. Now this one is dark, smooth. This is dark, smooth, sexy. I guarantee you that's in the Oriental genre, if not very close to it. Yeah, this is I like this. This is an A. It's a beautiful fragrance. Let's see if we can figure out what the inspiration on that one is. Let's see if it was the movie. Shot me in my pinky toe. Experience Harlem after the sun goes down. Romantic, mysterious, warm, and alive. I would agree with all that. An exploration in true seduction. Yep. They give you a picture of what this smells like. Absolutely. It's dark. Date night. Yep. Valentine's. Yep. Getting close to that special someone. Yep. So look. Sandalwood is already one of my favorite notes. It's in the base. I've been on a huge amber kick here lately. Just a note that I've always liked amber based fragrances. I don't know, I'm doubling down on it now. Just really enjoying amber based fragrances. This one has amber. This one has some rum and some clove up top, jasmine in the middle. Just it's good all the way around. A plus for that one. That's Harlem Nights. The last one I have here is called Renaissance. Renaissance. All right, let's check it out. And the juice on that one is dark. Like if you see, this is Harlem Nights. I don't know if you can see the color of the juice. The color of that juice is a little darker. So maybe we have another dark scent coming. Now this one may turn darker. The first sniff was not overly dark. I was about to recant my statement about it being dark, but then I think it's turning that way. This one's coming off kind of sour. There's something sour about this one. I do believe it's gonna darken up. The first blast, it almost came across soapy, but then it quickly changed. And going into like a deep, maybe skanky, sour patchouli note, maybe some sweetness, an interesting scent. Our first sniff, I probably would give this one a B2. I think I like my first two a little better than this one, Renaissance, but I think all solid scents. Now I'm curious about what the inspiration on this one is. So it's actually Renaissance Man, not Renaissance. Did I misread that? No, it doesn't have Renaissance Man on this file. Explore rebirth and revival. The perpetual evolution of humankind. Manly and aromatic, spicy citrus merged with ginger, sage, and honey. Honey, yeah. I can get some honey and sage out of that for sure. Tonka bean, tobacco, and leather in the base. So no patchouli, oddly enough. It kind of has a patchouli type vibe, but I can see a mixture of tobacco, leather, and honey kind of coming off with that scent profile. A lot of notes in here that I like. Ginger, cinnamon, tonka bean, tobacco, leather. I bet on skin that is going to be beastly. Just on a personal note, I know because I've worn enough tobacco-based fragrance to understand that tobacco just does well on my skin. So I bet this one would absolutely be beastly on my skin. That's one I'm probably going to be even more interested on, not because, even though I liked Harlem Nights initially better, this one, just based on the notes, seemed a little more compelling to me. And even though the initial smell I don't like as much, I'm going to bet that I will like the dry down on this one better. So those are my initial impressions on the brand of Chris Collins, Alchemy of Fragrance. I think 3 solid scents. We'll go through these samples and see which one I like the most and get a bottle of that. I may be even leaning towards getting 2 bottles. I'm really compelled by Renaissance Man. I think that's going to be a good one off the sprayer on paper, not even putting it on skin. The other 2 were solid too. So A and 2 Bs for Chris Collins. If you have any experience with this brand, if you smelled any of these, have any opinions, leave them down in the comments, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace. shot me in my pinky toe.